Hello and welcome to another video.
That's where we are.
We find ourselves now exploring the town of New Hope in Pennsylvania. So we arrived yesterday and we're here for a couple of days. So we're just exploring this cute and quaint little village on foot before getting in the car and exploring further afield.
It's not a bad drive from DC.
Yeah, we took the long scenic route.
We did go through
Baltimore.
Eventually, the big city roads did give way to long, winding country roads, and slowly but surely, the scenery began to change. We crossed the Susquehanna River, which is the longest river in the eastern United States at 444 miles long, and it wasn't long before we found ourselves leaving Maryland and entering Pennsylvania.
We went around Philadelphia.
And it took us about 4.5 hours to get here.
And we took it slowly.
Yeah.
You can get here a lot quicker.
It was raining the whole way. Now we've just been out this morning.
One of our favorite ways to explore places that are less obvious than the usual tourist traps is to pet sit.
Oh boy.
5 minutes into the walk.
When we first arrived in the USA, we actually spent 6 months looking after other people's animals, and it helped us immensely find our feet in this new country. And since then, we've continued with this arrangement, looking after people's homes and animals while we get the opportunity to explore their beautiful neighborhoods. This morning though, after a short while, little Enzo decided he'd had enough, so we took him back home to his little blue house and continued our explorations by ourselves. New Hope is located along the route of Old York Road, which was the former main highway between Philadelphia and New York City and was generally regarded as the halfway point. New Hope got its name after a terrible fire in 1790 that destroyed several mills in the area, and their reconstruction was considered a new hope.
It's so pretty. Okay.
Husband's chair.
It's so pretty in there. What a lovely town. Oh.
New Hope is the kind of quaint little town that you can just walk around, window shop, browse, pop in for a coffee or a bite to eat, and generally just have a delightful time.
It's a tasting room. A small hamlet.
It lays on the banks of the Delaware River and is joined to New Jersey on the other side of the river via the 2-lane New Hope Lambertville Bridge, which is open both for cars and foot traffic. We were clearly visiting out of season, but we could just imagine how busy this place gets when the weather warms up.
When we live in the forest, I'm going to have a wind chime, just so you know. Being visited. Vintage clothing. Another Irish pub. Oh. After a very quick little cloudburst, we popped in for some coffee.
There's certainly no shortage of places to eat and drink, from breweries and pubs to coffee shops and quaint little corner cafes. And we were even surprised to find out that there's not only one, but 2 dedicated vegan restaurants. We welcomed the respite from the cold, wet weather outside, but to be honest, the coffee that we had wasn't the best we've ever had.
It wasn't the best coffee.
No.
Let me just say.
New Hope Town seems to be all centered around the ferry. Apparently this ferry was gifted to some Mr. Wells guy from King George the First.
Well, he got the license to dock
yeah.
the ferry here.
And this had lots of importance for the War of Independence
And the route
and
through to New York.
yeah, along the Delaware River, which is a huge river.
Yeah, no,
Gosh,
bigger.
it is flowing. I don't know if it's just because there's been a lot of rain lately or if it usually looks like that. And just across that river is New Jersey.
New Jersey. You see a lot of New Jersey plates there. Look.
Yeah. New Hope is an extremely quaint, very cute village. Very artsy, lots of antiques,
Yeah, lovely.
lots of boutiques, lots of shops, restaurants.
We really love that they've kept the old charm of the place, and you can get a real sense of what it might have been like back in the day.
Route 32.
It feels like there's quite a hippie vibe here, and there's also a lot of eclectic art and, of course, plenty of nature to enjoy on the trails along the canal and riverbank.
It's a lovely neighborhood here, isn't it?
Yeah, a lovely mix of both modern and historical buildings.
And then, of course, these people in the front.
I like how they're lifted so that if the river floods, the home is,
It does look like the river would come
Yeah.
up here, doesn't it?
yeah.
Crossing the train tracks. Look,
Yeah.
look left, look right.
Seems to be a working train,
Definitely.
what do you call it? Train track.
But now we're going back to the house.
We're gonna
We
go.
grab the car and see if we can explore a bit further afield.
Yeah, we've heard that there's a place called Frenchtown.
I really want to see Frenchtown. We don't know what Frenchtown is like. Maybe it's just a misnomer.
Yeah.
It's not really French.
There's only one way to find out.
It is about 10 miles away.
Yeah.
But
It's not far.
just delightful little road.
One of the things we enjoy most about exploring is just seeing the sights along the drive, seeing the architecture and how people live and how the buildings change over time or from state to state.
It's idyllic.
That is right on the canal. It's right on the river.
Which sometimes means that the journey is more enjoyable than the destination.
Welcome everyone to New Jersey.
Most times, though, we find that they're both equally pleasurable.
And here we arrive in Frenchtown. Oh, there's a French flag.
In 200 feet, turn left, then take the next left. You are approaching your destination.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Before exploring Frenchtown, though, we had to make a little stop and also check in on our little hitchhiker. Apparently, in 2020, Frenchtown had a population of 1,370, which is a decrease of a whole 3 people from the 2010 census. I wonder what keeps them all here, and what made those 3 people leave.
Picked up a little hitchhiker. Come here, boy. Hello.
That's
Say
Enzo.
hello. My name is Enzo. Hello.
An interesting little pop culture factoid about Frenchtown is that one of its inhabitants for a while was author Elizabeth Gilbert from Eat, Pray, Love fame, who lived there in 2007 with her husband, whom she met in Bali as per the movie or the book. According to Wikipedia, they ran a large Asian import store, which they sold in 2015. After an enjoyable little drive through this quaint town, we headed back to New Hope to get some lunch.
Cute little village.
It's like that. Welcome to Pennsylvania.
After After dropping little Enzo back at his little blue house, we headed to the V Spot, one of the famed vegan restaurants in town.
I think we've just come after rush hour.
Yeah. After or before rush hour?
Just after. Hoping for warmer weather?
Yeah, it's currently 6 degrees here, and the wind has really picked up. It's really.
And you've got to say that in Fahrenheit. What is wrong with you?
It's 6 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
After all these years, Abigail has kept her phone.
It's 18 months, not years.
Abigail has kept her phone on Celsius.
It's more or less, let me try and work it out, more or less 48.
There you go.
Am I right?
No.
Oh. Okay, we looked it up. It's 43. So 6 degrees. 43. But it's super windy. The wind has really picked up now as well, so it's not very pleasant outside, hence it's sitting indoors. Otherwise it would be a nice seating area to enjoy on a pleasant day. And then something very, very healthy. Fresh and pressed spinach, carrot, apple, and ginger. That's
Popeye, there you go.
I like a wee that we came to this cute little village, and there's a fully vegan restaurant. So I got the lobster roll, and you got?
I said to her that I wanted the meal of a 10-year-old kid.
Chili hot dogs.
Chili hot dogs.
Nice. And of course these are vegan versions of the meal.
Coffee.
Good. After lunch, we walked around a little more, headed into some shops. Jean relived his childhood, and then we ended off enjoying a beer in the local brewery. This was clearly the place to be on a cold and blustering day, not only for the good beer, but also for the live music that they were playing. Afterwards, we headed back to the little blue house.
This is where we're staying. Right at the fork.
Very cute house.
And enjoyed an evening of Netflix with Enzo.
Yeah, I want to say good morning, but it's afternoon already.
It is.
It's daylight savings, and now you get up later than you wanted to.
Our bodies are still on the old time.
So you catch us on the car, and it's so windy. It's so bloody windy that we decided we'll just drive around today.
We've had a little short walk through Lambertville, which is on the other
Is it Lambertville?
which is just across the bridge from New Hope. We managed to find a coffee shop that's open.
Job well done, Google.
Yes, very good coffee too.
Yeah, it was very good coffee.
But the wind is just making it very unpleasant outside.
It
So
was nice and sheltered in the sun. It was actually too warm. Now we've decided we'll go to the tiny little town called Princeton.
Being an academic, Jean can't help himself when it comes to visiting university campuses. So with Princeton on the doorstep, it was a no-brainer. We were going to visit. Pretty building.
we're walking in Princeton. So pretty.
This is one of the Ivy League universities and is the fourth oldest higher education university in the United States. It was founded in 1746, although it only moved to this premises in 1756 and officially became a university in 1896. It's a remarkable feeling to walk among these buildings that are that old. Of course, it's nothing like the buildings you find in Europe and the UK, but as far as the United States go, it's still pretty impressive.
It is very Gloucester Abbey, huh?
This was an enchanting day out and well worth a visit, especially during spring break when it's really quiet.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go.
And with that, our time in New Hope came to an end and we had to head home.
Double cricketer.
Of course, we took the scenic route and made a quick stop in Gettysburg, but ultimately decided that it deserved a visit and a video of its own. So subscribe, stay tuned, and join us for the next adventure.